This is my last video I'm making for today. So we're covering Babb. Babb is the kind of platform that is seeking to bring decentralized banking solutions to those who are currently underserved. Now you could go through the studies, there is always the repetition, you see that on white paper, you see that with videos, to all basically know the problems that confront people who are not banked. Like they cannot access loan, they cannot do things like savings, and there are many other stuffs. And we already know some of the problems that this person's face, like it's cost to onboard them. Some of them don't even have digital identity. There is too much stuff, right? So there are a lot of platforms that have sought to solve this problem using blockchain, and even there are non-blockchain related startups that are seeking to do one thing or the other. But what baffles me most times is that many of these platforms have not really done much, or are not even doing something that is really fixable. And it now comes for us as crypto people to now start thinking, okay, how do we approach investment platforms? Are we to actually approach them? How do we approach companies? Should you approach all companies with investment perspective, or should you approach companies with utility platform? So let's say, for example, if I run across this kind of video now, like, so if I know someone that is unbanked, can I refer them and say, oh, you go and get the Babb app, just sign up and you will be good to go? That is the question. Or are we just doing review so that we can say, oh, I'm investing, I'm not investing? So let's talk about what they are doing. If you have someone, or you know places, or you know people, or you know a way you can actually help with the team, or you know someone that can actually use this solution and help themselves, you go ahead. So this is an article I wanted to publish, and I will publish it soon. Now I'm talking about the problems they are seeking to solve. So what will they do? Let me not waste your time by reading stuff to you. So what they will do is this. It's simple. There is the smartphone in the hands of a lot of persons. So there will be the Babb app that, to onboard the people, simple. It's going to use various biometric technologies like face scanning, fingerprints, voice technology, and others, and then geolocation to actually verify users. So once a person becomes a trusted actor in the system, they can now onboard new users using a form of social KYC. Now, there are many platforms that are trying to say, wow, there's a lot of platforms that are trying, oh, they're not doing this. Okay, let's change the way we do, let's say, insurance. Like a good platform is InsurePar. Many of you, it's been after they did the ICO, there was no much talk about them. So what they are basically doing is a kind of system here. Insurance to be provided to people on a peer-to-peer level. So what that means is that the people who are giving, who will be backing you and all that, they will be the one who will be responsible for whatever is going to happen. So if you fumble and you misbehave, those people comes at the cost. It comes at the cost of those people. So they will be using social KYC, Babb platform. It will be using artificial intelligence to detect bad actors in the system, thereby making the system network trustful. And then it's also, after people have become onboarded, it will be a kind of mechanism here, peer-to-peer financing will be used to actually, individuals can get access to peer-to-peer loans. They can receive loans, and they can also give loans. Now, there are many competitors in the space, like those who are seeking to produce solutions that people can actually use, either for banking the unbanked, or platforms that are providing payment solutions to the unbanked, or platforms that are doing things like crypto to crypto lending and all that. But if we look at the normal the crypto space, it's kind of, as far as people have smartphone, they can basically use any cryptocurrency to transact. Now, one of the things about this platform is the issue of the retail points. So what they will basically do is that if you go on their website, they are seeking to build a kind of credit card or debit card, as you want to, a kind of card system that is going to run independently of middle parties, these rent takers, and then users can use that to make payments directly from their bank accounts. Now, these bank accounts that they are going to issue to people after they've done their KYC and all that, is going to be a UK based account, and it's going to have a UK bank IBAN, as already ABIN, and then users will be able to like merchants in the network or retailers in the network will be able to provide liquidity for the tokens like this. So there will be physical merchants or stores where someone can actually buy the tokens or accept the tokens and all that. And then in the case of a loss of smartphone, one can actually request, there will be processes and all that. And then they're also planning now to work with nation governments to issue central bank digital currency. The token will be used for all the transactions in the system. 50% of it will be bonds to decrease the amount of circulating tokens and all that. So there are things like I have concern about this platform, like what is your adoption strategy? How do you plan to onboard people? Do you plan to educate people? What is the cost of smartphones? Is it everybody that has smartphone? Will you buy smartphone for these people? Because it's wanting to go and pick figures from Deloitte or Ernst & Young or McKinsey reports and say, wow, X amount of people do have smartphones but don't have banking service. Are you going to buy phones for these persons? Those are the things that we have to look. And then are you planning to work with some government? Because if you bring a solution, let's say for example, now you're bringing a solution and there is a country A or B or Z, and the government is aware of that project, they can easily introduce it to their citizens. Are you planning to work with government institutions and individuals? Then your merchant network, how do you plan to onboard more merchant network? Are you bringing a kind of incentive in the space, like if my listeners now, or I as a person who has done research about your platform, is there an incentive for me to go and onboard merchants, physical merchants, and say, oh, you can start accepting and providing liquidity for Babb tokens and other cryptocurrencies, and this is the incentive. Would there be incentive for me who introduce it to them, and then would there be an incentive to those merchants? All these are questions that should be asked. And I also ask a very funny question here. Guys, what about the platform that gives cryptocurrency loans against physical collaterals like bank, house? That not just your bank that gives you, oh, you have a house, okay, we'll give you a loan. How about crypto projects that not just giving against, you see many platforms like short lending and all that, they give you a loan against a coin and all that. Give us a loan against our physical assets. Rather than us sell our house and do something, why not we do it and loans and all that? So question for the team, how many users have they now already? Or how many do they plan to onboard? And then, is this just for speculation or will it change the world? Watch out for my article. I'm done writing it. The title is Crypto Bubble, Cultism, and Common Sense Chat. So guys, thank you for your enormous support. Thanks to all that have been subscribing. And I want to say a big thank you to you all. And do have a very good day.